Hey folks, welcome back to Miss Nightmare Reviews. Now we're all familiar with the animation style known as claymation, right? Claymation was invented in early 1908 when Edison Manufacturing produced the first trick film in the United States. It became a fad in 1916 and since then has continued to impress audiences around the world. From Rick and Bass to Wallace and Gromit, this animation style has left a staple that is still used today. Though the very first claymation I saw as a kid wasn't the ones I just mentioned. Who here remembers Gumby? Created in 1953 by Art Clokey, the Gumby show ran from 1953 to 1969 before a revival in 1987. This led to the 1995 film, The Gumby Movie. Yes, Gumby had a movie, and I do remember watching this as a kid. Yet, there are two versions of this film floating around. The first is a 76-minute director's cut released in 2007 at the Tribeca Film Festival, and the second is the original unedited cut at 90 minutes long. Come to think about it, this is the first I've heard of director's cut being shorter than the original. Both versions have been released on VHS and DVD respectively, though the one that I've chosen to review today is the one I remember watching as a kid, the full original cut. But before we even talk about the film, I have to mention something about how ridiculous this Blu-ray DVD case is. Seriously, what am I even looking at? I'm holding the disembodied head of Gumby, designed just like the old Simpsons DVD season cases. And yes, the case is terrible to open and close like said cases. My goodness, why couldn't they just use a normal Blu-ray package instead? That would be so much easier than this!
Because they thought it would look cool on the shelves?
By cool you mean creepy.
Yes.
Anyway, let's sit back folks, relax, as we dive into the Gumby movie. The film starts off in space as the opening credits show us.
Wait, Gumby 1? I thought we were watching the Gumby movie.
We are. It's just an alternate title for the film.
Oh, hold on. Were they planning on making more films after this?
Even if they did, this film bombed at the box office, so it's very unlikely. After the opening credits, we see an alien watching Gumby on their international TV before showing a monolith which splits into Gumby and Pokey after sparks appeared. What? Then they fly towards Earth where every city building is their head and ends in a toy store. I'm only 2 minutes in and I don't know why this film decided to open like this. Just, what? Okay. I can do this though. I can do this. I've reviewed a bunch of Olsen Twin stuff. And I survived a Monster High reboot. I can handle this. I think. Pokey takes his true form once landing, but Gumby flies off in a different direction. We're then introduced to the Clay Boys, a band Gumby has joined, and it seems Pokey is jealous of them. Why? Because it's too obvious to read in between the lines, or Clay for that matter. Instead the movie becomes, where's Gumby? Oh, there he is.
And there he goes!
Pokey continues his search for his friend when he accidentally bumps into Prickle and Goo. Oh, and by the way, I'm telling you the names of these characters because the movie expects you to know who they are if you watch the cartoon. Hell, this was my first introduction to Gumby. I never saw any original cartoons or the revival. Unless that MST3K riff counts.
It doesn't, but the riff's better anyway.
Well, that's not terrifying at all.
Can't unsee! I can't even look away! I can't even move!
Diverging from the search, the trio are brought to a hospital where the doctor uses an experimental device to split the three apart. By the time the trio accidentally splatter into each other till when they split takes 4 minutes. 4 minutes of runtime, that's nothing but padding. Once after that, we cut to Gumby traveling from one book to another, watching different cultures, and no comment.
Can I comment?
No! Once finding Gumby, the Clay Boys pick the four up and head to their home, a farm inside a book. 12 minutes in, and I'm trying really hard to talk about the plot of this movie, when half of the plot has been nothing but padding. Just, I don't know what to tell you guys. It's then we're introduced to the series' villains, the Blockheads, who run a farm loan company. They deliver letters to each owner that reveal they're all about to lose their farms and not paying said loans. And each one has a little old lady that faints, which in itself is an overused trope that I actually rarely see nowadays.
Is it settled? We have benefit concerts?
I'm all for it.
I'm all for it.
Did you just use Magic Night?
No, I think the film was just done with that scene. As the Clayboys practice, Gumby showcases some new moves from the books he entered earlier, changing his shape. This causes his dog Lowbelly to shed a pearl? What?
But what does it mean?
It's like LaBella Babette with Beauty shedding tears that turn into diamonds. After 17 minutes in, Gumby asks Pokey what's wrong. He tells him that he was jealous of the Clayboys, they made Gump, and Gumby asks Pokey to join the band, which he does. Wow, the side plot was wrapped up pretty quickly. I thought it'd be something that would go on through the whole entire movie and be very important and also tie Pokey and Gumby's relationship apart, but no. We don't get that. Goo finds what she thinks is a marble by Lowbelly and shows it to the group. They all think it might be a pearl, so Gumby heads out to Professor Cap's lab where he makes a test to show it's a real pearl. It takes 2.5 minutes. I'm not joking. When this film has a plot going, immediately grinds to a halt, and they have to examine what they just discovered piece by piece. I mean, I get it. This film's made for kids, but even kids are smart to know what a pearl is. And they don't have to just stop and say, is this a pearl? This could be a pearl. I use science, it's a pearl. Oh, and did I mention it's the benefit concert now? I didn't? Well, the movie shows it right away 20 minutes in. And for a band that plays just music, it's okay, not cheer-worthy. At least they're not singing. For now. At the concert, the Blockheads notice Lowbelly shed pearls. They hatch a plan and record the Clayboys' music. If you guess they're going to kidnap the dog, then congratulations! I just saved you 3 minutes of your life. After the concert's over, the gang head out to a cafe to celebrate, but Lowbelly can't go in since dogs aren't allowed. Gee, I wonder what's going to happen. The Blockheads bring Lowbelly back to their hideout where they put the dog in a glass chamber and... robot clones. Crazy idea, yes. We've seen it done before, but did anyone take notice in that scene that the robotic skeleton is literally the claymation armature? Just movie. I'm gonna give you props for that because I love that little detail and I'm just an animation nerd. But why did they clone Lowbelly? So they could make the switch without the group noticing! Because of course. Meanwhile, as the group is eating, Gumby heads out to the car to give Robo Lowbelly some cookies!
Pass the milk, please.
Even if this is just a film, you should never give a dog a chocolate chip cookie.
What about dog biscuits? Because those are good. I mean, have you tried bacon flavor?
Those are fine, Mocha. Wait, what? Gumby runs back inside, runs into fangirls Tara and Ginger, who will be kind of important later. It's then Gumby is dragged to a Groucho Marx lookalike named Lucky Claybert. You're not fooling anyone, movie. Lucky is a talent agent and he wants to take the Clayboys under his wing after seeing their concert, which Gumby tells him they can discuss more later. At the Blockheads' lair, they play the Clayboys' music for Lowbelly but get nothing. It's until their talking computer, sure why not, tells them they need the band to play live to make it work. Which means more kidnapping! Wait, this is going to extend the plot of the film, isn't it? Oh no. Lucky arrives at the barn and arranges a deal with Gumby to bring a film crew to their location to film a music video. And everyone agrees to the deal after they all fall around top of hay. This is sadly the humor the film brings us, folks. However, as soon as Lucky leaves, the Blockheads arrive disguised as a TV crew in a refrigerator truck. They trick the gang into thinking they're filming at the station instead, getting all the Clayboys inside the truck where the trio becomes frozen. Insert whatever Frozen type reference you want to use here, folks. They're all overused at this point. No, I'm not even joking. They're all overused and overplayed. Tara and Ginger decide to follow them, only to discover the Blockhead's lair and witness the robot cloning process. They watch one of the robots get programmed to capture Gumby. Wait a minute. Why didn't they let him go with the band in the first place? That's more padding to the film. Did he not realize this? farm, Robo Lowbelly gets covered in manure, leaving Prickle, Goo, and Pokey to give the Robo Dog a bath right before Gumby heads out with Robo Clayboy. When the trio discovered Lowbelly was a robot, they tried to catch up to Gumby, only for the car to stall. Why the stalling? Why the filler? I feel like this is a film that went through no rewrites during its rough draft.
Feels like this is a rough draft of a script.
Once Robo Gumby is created, it plays with a band only for it to fail. Tara and Ginger, after standing behind a monitor just watching and doing nothing, decide now is the time to do something to get help, only to trip an alarm and avoid capture. The Blockheads, not wanting anyone to ruin their already failed plan, remote control Robo Gumby to head back to the farm to capture the rest of Gumby's friends. Wait, why did the Blockheads want Gumby's friends? Is it because they discovered the Lowbelly they had was a robot? To keep them quiet so they won't see the farms? Rescue Gumby and the Clayboys! This film just raises too many questions. Before Robo Gumby could put the trio in the truck, Tara and Ginger arrive to tell them it's not the real Gumby, causing everyone to scatter. Goo then turns into a plane, because of course she does, shoots Clay and the robot, blinding it and cutting the connection. Lucky arrives, where the group film in what's happened, and decides to join them in rescuing Gumby and the Clayboys.
I'm sorry, but I can't remember the title of the book where Gumby is.
Funny, a few seconds ago you just said this.
We know where they are.
Oh, I really wish I was watching the director's cut right now. Just... The director's cut shorter, guys. Really short. Pokey manages to find the Blockheads' lair and the group sneaks in, distracting the villains and tying them up. After releasing Lowbelly, he leads them to the freezer where they find their missing comrades. At the same time, Robo Gumby's connection is restored, just as Lucky wakes only Gumby up, while Prickle accidentally melts the Clayboys from cranking the thermostat up. Prickle accidentally killed them. I know they're made out of clay, but they could be dead for all we know.
How does this universe work?
Even though they should bring the Blockheads to the police, the group instead decides to bring the Clayboys to Professor Cap, leaving the villains to break their bonds and gain control of Robo Gumby. The robot kidnaps Goo, so Gumby heads off to save his friend. It's then Tara saves Gumby from being taken. Again, with our hero, in loose terms, tries coming up with an idea to defeat his robotic half. Alright folks, you remember earlier in the movie that how Gumby and his friends could go into books? He can also do the same thing by going into VHSs. I'm afraid what's going to happen, so... Sorry guys, you're in for the ride with me. Gumby tries to pull Excalibur from the stone after acquiring some armor, but he fails. Robo Gumby, on the other hand... Well, we just found the new King of England. Just nobody tell Merlin. Once distracting Robo Gumby, Gumby fights his robotic cat with different weapons as the Knights of the Round Table just watch. Shouldn't the Knights, oh I don't know, do something, damn it! You know, I was going to make a counter for all the horrific imagery this film has shown us so far, but you know what? I decided not to. Gumby heads out of the VHS as Tara pulls over in front of another video for Gumby to go into, which... Oh no, they're not gonna... No, I can't. I cannot. No. Just, you know what? No, Why is there a lightsaber? Why did this film have a freaking laser sword? Does that mean that Gumby is a Sith Lord? Is he part of the Star Wars canon? Just... Why?
Don't worry, we're almost done.
After the lasered sword duel, Gumby heads back to the Blockheads' lair. They set up a trap with Gumby's dad, who rarely actually appeared in this film, to use a fire hose on Robo Gumby. Huh, the robot's melted? I was actually expecting a small, non-shattering kaboom. Where's my small, non-shattering kaboom? The Blockheads try sending the Robo Clayboys to capture the group, but it doesn't fare well either. That was easy. Kinda. Just no one show this scene to Tom Servo or Crow, okay? With the capture of the Blockheads and rescuing Goo, Gumby and the gang head back to the farm to film the music video. Oh, I wish I was kidding. I really do. The first song, called Take Me Away, seems to be a love song Tara's singing about Gumby. However, the two barely showed any chemistry in the runtime of this film, and we're supposed to expect they're a couple now. And who else saw this movie had this song stuck in their head? Because I sure as hell did. With the music video out of the way, Lowbelly has shed enough pearls to save the farm from closing. And we learned that the reason that the dog cried was when Gumby changed shape, he didn't think his owner would return back to normal. 3, 2, 1. They're all made of clay! Gumby and the Clay Boys save the farms, with Gumby opening a farm loan company that will help the farmers at low rates. As for the Blockheads, they're put to work on the farm, instead of going to jail for all the crimes they committed. With their work done, Gumby and Pokey head back into space, form into the monolith as it ends with the alien finishing watching the film. And I would say that would be over, folks, but remember when I said there were 2 music videos? The second one plays in the end credits. All I can say is the song, This Way and That, is an okay, mediocre song. Though he did approach Michael Jackson to sing in this movie, grateful that he didn't do it in the end. And that was Gumby the movie, folks. In the end, does it still... Wait, you know what? I can't do my normal tagline. Because this film was boring, dull, and not really good. With rough claymation, side plots coming and going, and a not focused story, this movie I can honestly say you could skip altogether. It's boring, scenes happen one moment, then cut or fade to the next scene altogether. The plot, well, there wasn't a main plot to begin with, it's all over the place. The animation wasn't perfect. You can tell they tried their best with all the heart they give into it, especially with the character designs that they actually have remodeled over the years. Well, folks, that's all I got for you for today, so until next time, I'm Miss Nightmare. I'll see you all in the next review. Oh, okay. You want to watch another film, Woken Up? Woken Up? Oh, I've been waiting a long time for this, for 2 years now. I can see your hope shining through, but you know, all I see is despair and misfortune breaking your way. I know everything about you. I know about your friends, people you care about, your goody two-shoes magic. I know everything. I know everything! I know everything about you! But you don't know anything about me. Oh my god. Okay. No more late night editing. Oh, son of a...
Ready?
I wasn't going to because you were clapping. Damn it.
Okay, go on.
I can't.
You can't do it when I'm tapping out the Mario Brothers theme song.
What?
Okay.
Why do I have you helping with me with filming more?
I don't know. To be fair, I never condoned this as a good idea.
No. I thought of it. This was my idea.
You do this to yourself. This is self-inflicted, guys.